Hey, what's going on, everybody? So once again, I want to say thank you guys for helping me reach 10,000 subscribers. Obviously, I couldn't do it without you guys, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to, make videos on the Packers, a team I've loved my entire life, and have you guys watch and follow along. So thank you guys once again. And of course, in honor of hitting 10K, I wanted to do a Q&A, have you guys ask me some questions, some personal questions, also some questions about the Packers, a couple questions about the Packers a little bit. So I asked you guys, I think yesterday, so lots of you guys put some questions. So I think I have like 10 or 11 here. So I want to go through some of these questions. First off, from Ever Torres Santos, they say, why did you start your channel and decided to just cover the Packers? Keep up the work and go Pack go. Thank you, and go Pack go as always. So why did I start my channel? So for those of you guys who don't know, I started my channel a little over a year ago, probably like 15 or 16 months ago, back in May of 2020. And around that time, a little bit of background about myself. I actually went to college for about a year after high school. I dropped out after 1 year because I just decided I didn't want to spend money at college because I don't really see myself having a normal job and sort of going through the college route. So I decided after my first year of college to leave, and I started doing lots of different things. So I'm someone who just sort of wants to work for myself and work by myself basically. So I did lots of different things, tried some e-commerce stuff, trading, lots of different things. And right before I started my YouTube channel, I was actually working for this one startup company here in Dallas where I do live. And then I decided to stop doing that. And around that time in May, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I actually had another YouTube channel before I started this one. I only put like 5 or 10 videos on that other YouTube channel. It was when I was doing like Forex trading, crypto, some of that kind of stuff. So I was putting out my journey on there. And when I was doing that, I realized I really enjoyed making videos. And so I was sort of sitting around wondering what I should do next, what should I focus on, what do I want to do? And I sort of mixed my love for making videos, which I sort of learned doing like 5 or 10 on the other channel, with my love for the Packers. Because I've been a Packers fan my entire life. I've told you guys, my mom grew up in Wisconsin, so she grew me up as a Packers fan, so it's always been a team that I love. So I decided to mix those two together and cover the Packers. If you actually go back and look at my first few videos, it was actually on fantasy football. I think I did like 7 videos on fantasy football to start off. I was sort of going back and forth. Do I want to talk about fantasy football, which I enjoy, or the Packers? And obviously, as you can see, the Packers won out in the end just because I enjoy it more and it's more fun connecting with other Packers fans. So that's sort of the reason I started. I just was praying about what I wanted to do. This sort of came into my mind. I was like, sure, why not? And I actually want to show you guys a little note right here that sort of shows the progress on sort of how long it took me to get to, or how long it took to gain subs in the beginning, just for you guys who maybe are thinking about possibly starting a YouTube channel. You can't really expect it to start off super quickly. So as you can see, to get 10 subscribers, it took me 15 videos. To get to 48 subs, it took me 58 videos. To get to 48 subs, it took me 75 videos to get to my first 100 subs. So you can see it was a long grind in the beginning. Not as many people watching. As you can see there, 108 videos to get to 300 subs, and then it sort of took a bump from in October. I gained like 1,000 in a week. For some, I think it was some trade rumors videos that sort of took a jump there. But one thing I want to say is just, if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, don't give up in the beginning because it may be slow. It may take a long time to grow. But if you enjoy it, if you love it, it's what you want to do. You just got to stick it out, keep doing it, keep putting out content, keep getting better, keep growing. Just be consistent in basically whatever it is that you're doing. So thank you for that first question. That's probably the longest answer. The other ones will probably be a little bit faster. Oh, and also, Packers Productions asked what inspired you to do YouTube. So that I was supposed to say those two questions at the same time. So that's I already just answered that, but I wanted to throw up Packers Productions. He's got a cool little Packers channel though, so you guys should go check him out as well. Yeah, go check him out. So then we have here, let's see, Megan and Garing. We have, do you see many Packers fans in Texas, or are most people Cowboys/Texans fans? And what are your favorite and least favorite things about living in Texas? So yes, I do live in Texas. A majority are Cowboys fans, growing up my whole life in school and stuff. Pretty much everyone's a Cowboys fan, so every time the Cowboys would play the Packers, we were sort of beefing, but, that's sort of probably one reason I really dislike the Cowboys. Probably one of my least favorite teams, probably because everyone I talked with was always like, oh, the Packers stink, the Cowboys are going to beat them. And I'm like, chill. But even though it is mainly Cowboys fans, there are, I'd say, a good amount of Packers fans. I had a few friends who are Packers fans, maybe 2 friends who are Packers fans, but I would come across Packers fans occasionally, see some dude wearing a Rodgers jersey at some restaurant. Things like that do happen because, Packers fans are sort of everywhere. Then asking, what are your favorite and least favorite things about living in Texas? So I have lived in Texas pretty much my entire life. I did, go to college for a year in California, traveled a little bit on a gap year before that, but I have lived in Texas pretty much my entire life, and honestly, I do love Texas. It's where, it's my home. I enjoy it a lot. The people are super nice here. I lived in Philadelphia for about a year, and people are a little less friendly, at least walking on the streets. That's sort of one thing I realized. In Texas, I just walk by and say, like, hey, what's up, guys? Philadelphia, when I said that, they just looked at me weird. So that's one thing I have noticed. Not to say that everyone there doesn't want to talk to you. There are definitely lots of nice people everywhere, but that's something I learned. Least favorite thing, probably just the heat in the summer. When it gets up to like 100 degrees in here in Texas, definitely not super fun when that happens, but All right, then we have Steven Thompson says, what's your ultimate goal with this? So talking about, my YouTube channel. So basically for that, obviously, I want to continue to grow this channel as big as possible. It'd be awesome to get to 100,000 subscribers, maybe one day 1 million subscribers. I have, a big vision for where I want to go. But really, what it's sort of about for me is just being consistent and, just sort of enjoying what I'm doing, enjoying the journey. Just as I was saying earlier, those first videos, it took me a long time, to gain subs in the beginning, partly because I had to, get better at what I'm doing, get better at thumbnails, get better at titles, get better at actually talking about the Packers. Because it definitely takes some time to get used to talking to a camera. And I'm still, learning as, right now as well. But really, I think it's about like enjoying, the journey, enjoying every moment, just because if you're always setting yourself like goals and you're not satisfied until you hit those goals, I think that could be sort of difficult to go through like that. And obviously I do have goals. I do have visions for where I want to go, but it's just enjoying the moment, enjoying, every video I do, which I do enjoy. And even if I weren't to grow any more subscribers from this point on, honestly, I would still love what I do, and it's not really about the numbers, even though, of course, you want to see growth and you want to, sort of grow the channel, definitely. But that's sort of how I think about it, sort of enjoying the moment, being consistent, taking consistent action, trying to get better every single day, and just sort of enjoying, what I am doing. Then we have here Dylan Walsh saying, favorite music genre, and did you play sports in high school / middle school? Were you good? So favorite music genre, honestly, I listen to tons of different kinds of music. It's sort of dependent on my mood, but probably the main couple, I listen to a lot of country music. I am in Texas, so it probably makes sense. I listen to a lot of like Christian worship music because I am a Christian and, I just sort of love that kind of music. Listen to that probably every single day. But then also I'll throw in some other things, some Justin Bieber, some pop, some other random things as well. But that's sort of my music taste. And then did you play sports in high school / middle school? I did. I played sports, tons of sports. I played in high school, I played football, I played basketball, played soccer, I played baseball. I did track for a year, but I did not enjoy it. There's something about running around a track when there's no like ball involved. It's just pretty boring to me. But those are the sports I did play. Probably my favorite was football. I'd say it was, I was pretty solid, pretty good at football. I played running back, played some quarterback as well. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. I had to stop playing after my junior year because I had 3 concussions, and I decided it just wasn't worth risking another brain injury. So unfortunately, I had to stop that. So that was sort of sad, but. Yeah, so those are the sports I played. Definitely love sports. Still love sports. All right, now from Ice Dragon, we have, what's the best Packers playoff win you've seen in the Rodgers era? So probably what I have to say for this is a Super Bowl win, Super Bowl 45, beating the Steelers, just because, maybe it wasn't quite as close. I mean, it was pretty close. It was a 6-point game. The score is right up there, 31-25 against the Steelers. There were some other ones that maybe were a little bit more got you on the edge of your seat, but this one probably is ingrained in my memory the most just because the Packers won a Super Bowl. It was in Dallas, Texas, where I do live. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the actual game because those tickets were expensive. But I remember that day. It was amazing to see the Packers actually win. My mom and I actually found the hotel that they were staying at. We went to try to find them so we could talk to them, sort of see them, maybe see Aaron Rodgers. But as we were walking in the hotel, people walked up to us and were like, what are you guys doing here? Why are you here? And we're like, oh, we're just trying to see them. They're like, sorry, you can't come in. So unfortunately, we didn't get to find them, but we tried and it was unsuccessful. But the Packers did win the Super Bowl, so that's definitely ingrained in my memory. One thing that did pop into my mind just right away, that's not my favorite one, but it just popped into my mind, is that game against the Cardinals where Jeff Janis was just going crazy. You guys remember that game? I remember that, I was watching it with one of my Packers friends, and that was exhilarating. It ended poorly, but it was exhilarating nonetheless in that one game versus the Cardinals. Okay, so now moving on to, we got Big Chungus 21. He said, if you had to pick a team other than the Packers to root for, what team would it be and why? So I was thinking about this question, and honestly, I really don't have a team besides the Packers that I root for at all, or even prefer, outside of the Packers. So I was trying to come up with something. One team I sort of do like now that I think could be exciting to watch is the Los Angeles Chargers, just because I think Justin Herbert being there, he seems like a cool guy. a nice young quarterback. So I'm sort of excited to see them. And so maybe the Chargers, they got a new coach there too. So I don't know, maybe the Chargers. It's not really, I'm not super passionate about that answer, but that answer will do. So then we have Nick saying favorite player not on the Packers. And so along with this question, I mean, there's so many different players in the NFL, and honestly, I had trouble answering this because I really just don't even know who my favorite player is. There's so many good players and so many players I like to watch. I'm looking at NFL players right now just to see if, there's anything that sticks out in mind. Obviously, there's so many great players, so many great quarterbacks, so many great running backs. I'll just keep the Chargers train alive, and I'll just go with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, why not? Why not? Maybe they'll change tomorrow, but who knows? Then we got It's King FTW. Who's your all-time favorite Packer? I'll have to go with Brett Favre, our boy Brett Favre, just because, growing up, when I was a kid, the first time I started watching the Packers, obviously Brett Favre was there, as I was born in 1997. So when I was born, Brett Favre was playing, and so for the first, 10, when did he stop playing? 08, 09, whenever it was. So basically the first 10 years of my life, I was watching Brett Favre, so that's, ingrained in my memory as a kid, sitting down, watching football, having my Brett Favre jersey. And so that's probably who I'll have to say is my all-time favorite Packer, just because, when you grow up with someone, watching someone when you're young, it's just, ingrained to your memory. I remember back in the day in, 2nd or 3rd grade, they would ask you, who's your, hero? And I would always be oh, Brett Favre. Brett Favre is my hero. So that's probably the answer I'd have to go with. And also about Brett Favre, I put in the, on YouTube the other day, telling you guys that I caught a pass from Brett Favre once, and you guys were saying, how did you catch a pass from Brett Favre? So I thought to end this video off, I would tell you guys how I was able to actually catch a pass from Brett Favre. So back when I was in 9th grade, I told you guys I play football, and my coach knew that I was a Packers fan. He knew I was a Brett Favre fan, and so he invited me to this luncheon conference thing. I didn't know what it was. He just invited me to it, so him and I went together. And when we got there, it was Brett Favre is speaking. He hadn't told me. It was a surprise. I was oh my gosh, Brett Favre is speaking at this luncheon. So there are 10 other high schools in Texas. They each brought a football player, and I was there. And so Brett Favre gave some speech at this luncheon. We ate lunch. Brett Favre talked. I think he talked about his time playing, in the NFL, but I can't remember exactly the speech he gave because that was 8, 9, I don't know. It was a while ago, so it's sort of out of my memory a little bit. And then after the luncheon, we go to this room. He's giving a interview to some radio station, and then we go outside. And they're hey guys, go stand over there. So we all just walk together. We don't even know each other. We're all just okay, Brett Favre is here. Okay, we'll go walk together. So we go walk together. Brett Favre has a football. He starts throwing passes at us. He throws one to some random dude. The next pass that comes, I catch it. So Brett Favre is just throwing the football around for some reason, just for fun, I guess. He throws it. I'm got it, Brett. I catch it. I throw it back, and it was a terrible throw. I was probably just nervous in the moment that I just caught a pass from Brett Favre, and so he probably was this kid can't throw the ball. It was just nerves, Brett. Don't worry, I can catch. That's all that matters. So that was how I caught a pass from Brett Favre. Definitely, probably one of the most memorable moments, in my life to catch a pass from, the one and the only Brett Favre. So that was exciting. Then we took a picture with him. I got to find that picture. It's somewhere. I got to find that picture. And we also got an autographed Vikings picture. I think I lost it. It was the Vikings. So it's not as valuable as the Packers. I need to find that as well. But that's that story, and those are all the questions I wanted to answer on this one. So thank you guys, everyone who did ask a question. If I missed your question, I'm sorry about that. We can do some more Q&As in the future if you guys do enjoy them. But thank you guys once again for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, because I wouldn't be able to do this if none of you guys were here. So thank you guys once again. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on my next video whenever it is.